Hey y'all, I'm Allison Asarch from Nashville, Tennessee.
Hey, I'm Sean Fraser from the Ritzy Kids.
Hunters, this is Johnny from Rail Motor.
Hey, it's Shane from Blind Season.
Hey, it's Rob Stanier, and you can check out my music on all the streaming platforms.
Check out my latest music on all the streaming sites.
Check out my debut album on all streaming platforms.
Check out our new debut album.
Check us out on Spotify and Apple Music. And you're listening to our friends, Braggy and Curly.
And my
Rossy.
favorite bands from Australia.
My two favourite podcasters,
Braggy and Curly.
Braggy and
Rossy.
Curly.
On the
Unfiltered and Undiscovered podcast.
And Rossy.
Hey there, everyone. It's Curly here, and welcome to episode 184 of the Unfiltered and Undiscovered podcast. We have just the two of us on tonight. As you can see, we've got Braggy there, who is coming to us not from Adelaide this week, but from the lovely coastal vista that we know as Agnes Water. How are you, Braggy?
Awesome, mate. I'm in my second home.
now your name tag does say Braggy and Waxer, but unfortunately Waxer's not with us tonight, is he?
Waxer had something come up, so he couldn't make it. But that's all right. He's here in heart and spirit.
Absolutely. So you did a bit of a road trip, Braggy.
I drove from Adelaide because instead of flying up just by myself, my wife needed a break because people probably know she's the breadwinner in the family and she works her ass off. So she did a little bit of a break, although she is still working while she's here. But at least she's got the laptop by the pool.
Yeah.
And it's ocean views. So she's here. So it's all Waxy and his missus and us too. It's great. It's really relaxing.
I can imagine the weather is just perfect up there at the moment. So
weather's perfect, mate. And where our guest bedroom, it's got we look straight out through the sliding glass doors and we can see the ocean.
Yeah.
And just sleep with the fan on and the screen across so you hear the ocean and the ocean breeze comes in. Sleep like a rock, mate.
Yeah, fantastic. And you had a bit of bad news before you left a gig that you were so looking forward to.
Yeah, I don't know why. I was going to go and see Sweet Talk, who are my favourite from the podcast, one of my favourites. And it got cancelled. I looked at the website, didn't say why then, but I looked on the day it was cancelled, so maybe there's something up now. I don't know whether they didn't sell enough tickets but they've had an ARIA nomination or something, or they've had some sort of nomination or country music nomination. I quickly saw, I didn't quite read it, so we'll have to check up on that.
Yeah, let's because they've also got a new song out, haven't they?
And they got a new song out, so maybe things just got a bit hectic for them. I don't know.
Stoned in Texas or something it's called.
Stoned in Texas, Queensland, the new song, yeah. Have you been to Texas in Queensland?
I have never been to Texas. Okay. So Sweet Talk music, Sweet Talk band. Here we go. Let's see what happened. Pre-order Stoned in Texas, Queensland is obviously out. There's no mention. They've just got all their upcoming gigs. So let's hope they're okay. Yeah. So
it's all right.
Disappointing.
It was a hectic last few. It would have been the night before I was due to leave early in the morning anyway, so it's kind of okay.
All right. So tonight we've got a mystery song deep dive. We've done a couple of international artists up until now. Joe Jackson, Dwight Yoakam, and JJ Cale, and the Pogues. So they're all international. So we're going Aussie tonight, mate. We are going Australian. Ooh. So any thoughts? And yes, it is in the 80s.
I just hope I know it. I'm sure I will.
Yeah.
If it's an 80s Australian song, it'd be pretty bad if I didn't know it.
Oh, I think you will know this one. So
it'd be pretty bad if I haven't played it, actually, at some point.
All right. So what do you reckon? Let's get it started.
Hit me with it.
All right. Let's put that up on screen. You just hopefully I've already sorted the sound. So let's see how we go.
Not sure. Oh. Wide open road. By the Triffids.
All right. So we got.
Got it. Oh.
Do you know much about the Triffids, Braggy?
Not a lot, mate. I'm thinking that this would have been perfect for you and Rossy because it's a bit more alternative. I mean, I know the song. What a fucking great song it is.
Yeah.
And I think they're from Perth.
Yeah.
Is that right?
Absolutely.
I don't really know a lot more, but I know this is in that same style as the Go-Betweens. That's what that reminds me of. It's that really urban Australian sounding, feel.
Yeah,
were they big for you in your day, mate? They would have been, huh?
Yeah, they were. This song's off their album Born Sandy Devotional. So the Triffids were from Perth. I've got a little bit here to support you tonight. So I know you know the song. I know you love the song, but I wasn't sure how much you actually knew about the Triffids. But this is the song that they're known for, isn't it? And
yes.
It's got that. And once again, I chose this song because of the road trip that you and Yvette did. So there would have been lots of stretches on the wide open road, and it's just how do you describe the beginning of it? Like,
well, it's straight away. It's those big chords, big chords with lots of reverb on it.
Yeah,
and a lot of space in between, which conveys a big open space, doesn't it?
Yeah.
You straight away, as soon as you hear that chord, and it sounds Australian.
Yeah,
just the guitar-based rock of that time. So that's what I say. And the drums are kind of sparse. Everything's really open. There's not a lot going on, is there? Play that start again, Curly.
Okay,
if you can,
we can do that. We can do that. I'll put it back up on the screen.
This is a drone. Which is just. Yeah,
we talk about lyrics painting a picture, don't we?
Mm-hmm.
But in this sense, the music paints the picture, doesn't it?
Absolutely.
It
and do you think like that? You know, how's that one droney note at the start? I mean, it doesn't sound like a didgeridoo, but it's the same vibe as a didge. You know, makes that one droney sound. So I think that adds to it as well.
Yeah, it's just an iconic start and really atmospheric and big. And I guess part of the thing is we all know the song, so we automatically picture this wide open road. But the reality is that that's the image that the music sort of evokes for everyone. It's just it creates that atmosphere that you're just in the middle of space.
Yeah, absolutely. It reminds me, like we come across the Hay Plain. You come from Adelaide, you come across the Hay Plain there, which kind of goes from South Australia and leads you into Victoria and New South Wales eventually. And it's just like mallee bush either side, which is kind of low bushes and flat, and the thing's just straight for miles. And so I didn't think to put this song on the playlist. I should have done that.
So the song came out in 1986, and I still tell everyone that matters that that's the best year ever for music in my expectations. So
Possibly the best year ever for Australian music. Could be right there. We'll have to check on that.
I reckon it would be up there, to be honest. So let's bring it back on and let's listen to a little bit more as we get into the lyrics of this amazing storyteller, David McCurry.
Drums rolled off in my forehead, guns went off in my chest. Remember carrying the baby just for you, crying in the wilderness. I lost track of my friends, I lost my kin, cut them my best limbs. I drove out over the flatland, hunting down you and him. The sky was big and empty, my chest feels to explode. I yelled my insides out of the sun at the wide open road. It's a wide open road. It's a wide open road. So how do you think it feels sleeping by yourself? The one you love, the one you love, is with someone else. Then it's a wide open road. It's a wide open road. Now you can go any place that you want to go. Wake up in the morning, thinking I'm still by your side. I reach out just to touch you, then I realize it's a wide open road. It's a wide open road.
So
All
the
right.
thing I'm noticing there
Yeah.
is that normally in a normal song that's got a backbeat, you would hear the kick drum and then the snare, back, back. But this is just all kick, and then the snare comes, you know what I mean? It's really sparse. They've really opened it right up. There's not a lot going on.
Yeah.
Listen to the lyrics. What do you think? I don't think he's singing about a road trip.
No, he's singing about heartache, mate. He's singing about loss of the love. You know, how does it make you feel sleeping by your side when the one you love is with someone else? It's a wide open road.
Yeah. And he's singing about holding a baby early on. So
yeah. And there's also that hint of a retribution, really, because he's going out on the flatlands, hunting down you and him. So, you know, there's a lot lyrically going on with this song. So,
man, how young is he when he writes this? Wow.
Yeah, he looks young on the film clip, doesn't he?
Yeah.
Let's pull the.
And there's a pedal steel in it. Pedal steel. There wouldn't have been too many bands in 1986 that had a pedal steel in it, unless they were country.
Yeah. So let's the lyrics. Well, the drums rolled off in my forehead and the guns went off in my chest. Remember carrying the baby just for you, crying in the wilderness. I lost track of my friends. I lost my kin. I cut them off as limbs. I drove out over the flatlands, hunting down you and him. The sky was big and empty. My chest felt to explode. I yelled my insides out at the sun, at the wide open road. There's just heartache in there, and you're feeling it. So how do you think it feels sleeping by yourself when the one you love is with someone else? So it's just
he's going it alone, like you're out.
It is just evoking. It's just. I remember I shared this song with you. The Weddings, Parties, Anything have covered this song, right?
Yeah.
And I remembered one of your comments in relation to that. We were going through it with one of our real early shows, and you said, I only wish that I could write a song like this.
Yeah. Yeah. It's a time and a place. And when you're young, you've got no, especially if it's like an early band you're in, you haven't heard all the other stuff. And so it's not in your head. You just go, I'm just going to do this. You know what I mean? You don't play that and go, oh, that's a bit sappy because that was done by because you've heard all this stuff, So you're kind of free. You're free when it's new a little bit. That's why a lot of times the first album of a band or the second is really good.
Yeah, because they've got all of that. I mean, you look at bands like Scorn of the Women, Weddings, Parties, Anything. That's just got so much variety in it. You look at the Gurus, Stone Age Romeos.
Yeah, it's raw.
Raw. It's just everything, and then I think you hear it. Yeah, very much so in those first couple of nights. But the song's been like, it was never a strong song commercially here in Australia. I think it reached about the 60s in the UK charts, which is interesting. But didn't chart here in Australia, yet it is now often on many lists about one of the greatest songs, Australian songs in history. Yeah,
it's kind of the same story with the Go-Betweens, streets of this town, because that's the same thing. Didn't really chart well, but it's an absolute classic. Sometimes those independent underground bands that you are so grew up with and so fond of, every now and then they break into that chart, and it's because they're ahead of their time. It takes 20 years before people go, oh fuck, that was actually a really good song.
Well, you look at Goo Goo Muck by the Cramps, and it was never like a top charting song, and all of a sudden it comes out with the Wednesday movie, and all of a sudden it's just everywhere. And I'm sure the Cramps enjoyed those late royalties coming through. I think there's a couple of the key players that are no longer with us, unfortunately, and David McComb's no longer with us. So it is such a tragic that we lost a man with that much talent. So
one of the things I was just thinking about watching that clip too. We talk about road trip. Doing a road trip with someone else, or three people or whatever, is so much different than, I don't know if you've ever done a road trip by yourself. When you're in that car by yourself,
I would not contemplate it, to be honest. Yeah,
you got a lot of time. It's almost a lot of time. It's like staring in the mirror. Almost, you got a lot of time to think about yourself. Which, and that's what this sounds like to me.
Yeah, that's it. That's a good
way. He's jumped in the car and he's like, I'm off by myself, and he's thinking about,
Yeah, so many thoughts going through the head. Let's polish off the rest of the song, Braggy.
Chin, chin, chin.
Then I realize it's a wide open road. 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 It's a wide open road, and now you can go any place that you want to go.
It's got a little bit of that folk stuff happening as well, doesn't it?
It's got a panpipes at the end.
Yeah. Yeah, it certainly does. So, mate, it's an amazing song. So why do you think that song endures, Braggy?
I think you had it when you said atmospheric. It gives you that atmosphere of loneliness, and yeah, I've never played it while I'm on a road trip. But that would answer probably some questions. That's a hard question with any song. You know, some songs just seem to stick. Some songs everybody somehow seems to have a relationship to. That one's definitely yeah.
Yeah,
and it's because of the words and of the song. It's open for interpretation, isn't it? I mean,
yeah, 100%. So many people would identify with that song because of that, wouldn't they? It's just it means something to probably everyone that has listened.
Everyone's
to it.
felt like that, At some point.
Yeah.
You know, Paul Kelly's singing like, they got married early, never had any money. It's just freaking, you know,
it's
80% of the population growing up.
It's been covered by so many
Right.
people. So Missy Higgins has covered the song, and she's got a great version on Spotify. Widows, as we said, Weddings, Parties, Anything have covered the song. The Church covered the song. They had an acoustic album in 2007. So
it's a churchy sounding song, isn't it? Too.
Yeah,
like similar vibe.
The Panics, Paul Dempsey and Amy Shark covered a song at the Australian of the Year Awards in 2018, and Temper Trap have covered the song. So,
who do you think? I'm just trying to think who they would have been influenced by. I know there's Australian bands that we're comparing them to. You reckon it's got a bit of a Cure sort of sound to it, early Cure?
Yeah, this song. Yeah, it's
same time. Cure's a bit earlier.
So you think about what was happening in Australia around that time. You've got, you mentioned the Go-Betweens. You mentioned In Excess were also sort of at that early stage just before they took off and became like superstars. The Triffids are over in Perth, so they're sort of geographically and I guess also isolated, spiritually, potentially isolated. So post, there's a sense of folk in there. There's a bit of, I'm presuming there was that post-punk stuff that was happening for them as well. So
it's hard to place them, isn't it? It's hard to place that. Yeah, Nick Cave. Nick Cave's a bit more punky.
What about Leonard Cohen? So, don't know.
Well, no, I wouldn't say Leonard Cohen, but Nick Cave, because Nick Cave's very atmospheric, isn't he, as well? His songs start things like Red Right Hand, and straight away you've got a picture of what's going on.
Yeah. So Dave McCoon passed away in 1999. He was just 36 years old.
Jesus. And did he go on to anything else after the Triffids?
We don't know. Maybe if our listeners know a little bit more about the Triffids, maybe they could.
Rossy would list about 5 bands right now.
Yeah. So for their albums, their first album was Treeless Plain in '83. Second album was Born Sandy Devotional, which featured Wide Open Road. 86 also In the Pines, and how's this? It was recorded on a remote family farm in WA, intimate and stripped back. Then we had Callancher in 87 and Black Swan in 89, which was so very prolific in a short space of time. But that last one, electric and ambitious, blending styles from pop to folk to cabaret. So look, that journey is just fascinating.
They're very WA, Black Swan, and that if you've been travel up north from Perth up towards Geraldton and Broome, that's really that atmosphere, isn't it? Up that way. I don't know if you've been up that way.
And it's still captured when we talk to the likes of Adele Oliver and
Yeah.
So
what she thought about that.
Yeah,
Let us know,
it's
Adele, if you ever tune in.
I never saw the Triffids. And to be all honest, complete honesty, I can't even remember. I'm sure they did a lot of East Coast tours, but I can't remember a time that that they came to Brizzy. So, for example, for me, so I'm probably wrong, and I'm got no doubt that someone will prove me that I'm wrong. But
Well, it definitely
yeah,
would have been to Sydney because I've seen posters, with lists of bands,
yeah,
playing at whatever pub, and the Triffids are on there all the time.
absolutely. So, yeah, great Australian song, and unfortunately, probably a legacy built in a very short time span, and it's a shame that we lost David so young at just 36. So you think about that, 1990 was 36 when he passed, so the song came out in 99, he was 36 when he passed, and the song was released in 86. So that's 25, 24 when the song came out.
Younger than my daughter.
Yeah, fucking amazing. So that was The Wide Open Road by the Triffids. Well done,
Cool.
Braggy.
I was panicked for a little bit. I heard it. I thought, I know this song. Who's this by? And then I knew the song, and then I thought, fuck, now I've got to know who it's by.
I went through a couple of different choices, but they're all set up for next couple of episodes. So
Okay, that's cool.
I had a bit of a fun one as well. So I was looking forward to catching up with Waxy. I think he would have loved the fun one. But anyway, hey, we didn't talk footy tipping last week. Going through the scores, Braggy, you got 7 out of 16, so well done. Rossy got 9 out of 16, well done. And somehow along the line, the shit tipper from round 1 got 11 out of 16, which was
It's a long season, Curly. It's a long season.
Including an almost perfect round in the AFL. I think the only one I picked Port Adelaide and they lost. So that was the only one I missed. So current scores.
Yeah. Well, you should have missed 2 because Crows were ripped.
Go the Suns. Yeah.
Crows were ripped.
I actually agree. It should have been played a mark. But Braggy's on 39, Rossi's on 42. And Curly is now 4 points clear at 46. So
it's a long season, mate.
How did that happen? Hey, Braggy, what's up with you for the next couple of weeks? You've got some gigs up there.
Mate, so tomorrow, if anyone doesn't know where Agnes Water is, where I am, it's you go north from Brisbane, you go past the sunny coast, you go to a place called Bundaberg, that makes the rum that everybody knows, and then you head to the coast, and there's beautiful little twin towns of Agnes Water and the town of 1770. And it's a music town. There's so many musos. There's so many gigs. It's a little tiny place. There's not single traffic light. They don't have a Coles or a Woolworths. And so we're playing Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday this week. Tomorrow night, we're playing at a fish and chip shop. It's not really. It's a fish and chip place, but it's attached to a caravan park that's right. You couldn't be not more on the water. You're right there. It's licensed, and everyone comes from the caravan park. And it's an afternoon sort of gig, 4:30 to about 6:30, 7:30. And it's just sea breeze, water rushing in. It's going to be great. Thursday night, we're at we call it our clubhouse, Cody's. You know that one. You've been there, Curly. That's another one that's right near the water, and people just come in, in their togs and their bikinis and with surfboards, leave them outside, and it's pretty good. Friday we go to Gladstone. I've never played in Gladdy. Maxie has.
The Big Smoke.
Yeah, Saturday we're back at Cody's, and Sunday we're at another new venue that's here, so called Sergo. And then we kind of do the same thing almost the week after, so 2 weeks of it.
Sounds excellent, mate. I wish I was up there and I could catch you and have a beer. It'd be nice to catch up. So,
there's a Railmatter news. Railmatter's got a new song. It's not coming out, be released, but we've got a new song that we're going to perform live.
Yeah.
And it's called Carjack City. So, see if you can guess what town that's about.
Melbourne.
No.
No.
We don't write songs about. We only write songs about Queensland towns. So.
Oh, Townsville.
Yeah, yeah, but it's not. It's not a bad song. I don't mean to take the piss out of Townsville. I love the place.
Yeah, Cat,
so-
if you're listening, he doesn't mean to take the piss out of Townsville.
Well, Kat's a Brizzy girl at the moment. She
I
lives in
know.
Brisbane at the moment. So.
Yeah, her heart will always be in Townsville, no doubt. All right, so I'm not quite sure what's happening in the coming weeks. I know Braggy's on tour, so hopefully we can get an episode out for next week. I'm not sure.
I'll still be here, but it'll have to be a Tuesday night.
Yeah. So we've got Chloe Styler lined up. I just haven't got a confirmed date as yet. So
Okay.
Chloe has been on the podcast before, and we have another young lady that looks really, really interesting. Another WA artist, believe it or not. And her name is Savannah Solomon. And she will be coming on. She's got a new song called Magnolias. So really
There's a bit of a
fascinating.
scene in WA, hey?
Yeah, it seems to be that way. And of course, the Triffids today were an absolute rip snorter of a WA band. And if people are looking for a little bit more info about WA, there's a couple of really good docos that feature WA music on YouTube. So absolutely, I highly recommend it. So Braggy,
Okay.
nice quick little episode. It was awesome to catch up. It was almost like the old days when
It's
it was
like
just
old
me
days.
and you, rattling on some stuff. So stay tuned for next week. You'll find out what's happening next week, closer to next week, I guess, once I've sorted out some dates and got some idea of when Braggy's going to be available and when Rossy's going to be available. But enjoy, Agnes, mate. I know you will. And for everyone else, we will see you whenever the next episode drops. And thanks for tuning in. Leave your comments around the deep dive on Wide Open Road. Give us your thoughts. Let us know when you first heard that song, and have you listened to it on a road trip? We'd love to know. Until then, we'll see you later. Bye for now.
Bye.